everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So on Monday I said I was going to do another math lesson. And here we are. We are going to do lessons 7.6 and 7.7. Okay, so I'm going to show you some figures and I want you to say how they're alike and how they are different. Okay, so pause this video and I'm going to show them to you and you tell me how they're alike or different. And different. Okay. Ball, the Expo eraser, a box, and the soup can. So pause the video and say how they're alike and how they're different. Okay, so now that you have done that, I see that the soup can and the ball are alike because they have a circle. So the ball is like a sphere, it has a circle in it, and the soup can also has a circle in it. But they're different because the soup can is shaped like a cylinder and the ball is in shape of a sphere. Okay, so now if I look at the box and the Expo eraser, I can tell that one of them has a rectangle in it and the other one has a square, but they have the same amount of vertices and they have the same amount of sides, don't they? Kind of cool. Tell me your thoughts were. You can either comment them down below, email them to me, or send me a private message on Facebook, whichever you prefer. Okay, so now we're going to move on. We're going to learn some new vocabulary words. And the first vocabulary word is called a flat surface. Okay, so I'm going to show you a box. Now, do you see this box? These are graham crackers. Okay, so a flat surface has 2 or 4 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's flat. If you feel it, it's flat. Okay? Now here's another vocabulary. It's called a face. So a face is one flat surface. Isn't that cool? It has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. That is a face. Or it has 4 sides. Okay? And we're going to look at the word edge. So an edge is one straight line connecting 2 faces together. So you see my box here? So here's a face. If I turn my box this way, here's also a face. And they have have an edge right here that connects them together. Isn't that cool? And then the last word, which we already know, is vertex. And vertex, remember, is the same thing as the point or the corner of this flat surface or a face. Isn't that super cool? So, right now, I would like you to grab a plain old box. It could be like a graham cracker box. It could be a regular old box that you have laying around. Whatever. Get a box right now. So pause this video. All right, so now that you have your graham cracker box or whichever box you have picked, I am going to say a vocabulary word that we learned, and you guys have to find it on your box. Okay? The first one that I'm going to say is vertex. Find a vertex on your box. Great. Your vertex is right here. Remember, it's a corner. Whichever one you want. Because look, if you see on my box and on your box too, it should have 4 corners right here. Then you turn it. There's 4 vertices here. And then 4 here. Whichever, just pick one. Isn't that super cool? Okay. So now here's another one. I would like you to find the face on your box. Great. So I'm going to show you a face on my box. So here's a face. Here's a face. Here's a face. Here's a face. Right there's a face. Whichever face you want. Isn't that super cool? And remember, a face is a flat surface. Okay. Here's another one. I would like you to find the edge on your box. Great. Now that you've found an edge, I'm going to show you an edge. So here is the edge on my box. The edge connects 2 faces together. Look, here's another edge. Here's another edge. Super, super cool. Whoops. All right, last one. I want you to find a flat surface. Great. Yep. Here's a flat surface on my box. Here's another flat surface, another flat surface, another flat surface. There's so many surfaces, flat surfaces. You guys did a great job. So I'm going to flip this over now. And we're going to move on. Okay, so now I have a cylinder. This is a plain old can. Some sweet peas. This is a cylinder. Does a cylinder have straight sides on it? Do you see a straight side on my can at all? No, it doesn't have a straight side. It has a curved surface. You see how it's curved all the way around? I would like you to get a can, a cylinder, and I want you to feel the curved surface on yours. Okay, so pause this video, get a cylinder, a can, whichever type of can you prefer, and feel it. Feel that curved surface. Great. So now that you have done that, we are going to move on to the next part of our lesson. Okay. I'm going to go back to where I described our cubes here, and I'm going to show you the flat surface, the edge on the cube. Okay, so the flat surface on the cube, as you can see, is right here. It has the edge, which connects 2 faces together, and it has a vertex, the corners. Okay. That's the same for a rectangular prism. Here's a face on the rectangular prism. We have an edge, that's right here, and we have a vertex, and they're all flat surfaces all the way around. Okay. Ooh. Now if you look here, we have a prism. A triangle has a flat surface. As you can see right here is the triangle or the prism. It has, or a pyramid, excuse me. It has a vertex. Here's one, here's one, here's one. It has edges, doesn't it? And they have all flat surfaces. Now, we already talked about our cylinder. It has a flat surface on top, doesn't it? But it has a curved surface all the way around. Okay, what about our sphere? Does a sphere have a flat surface or a curved surface? You're right, it has a curved surface. Awesome job. And as you remember, a curved surface has no edges or a vertex around it. Okay, now let's look at this cone. See the bottom of the cone? The bottom of the cone is what? You're right, it's a flat surface, right? And then this part up here has what? It's kind of a curved surface. It does. So now that we talked about flat surfaces, curved surfaces, vertex, face, and edge, we're going to move on to the next part of our lesson. So right here I have what type of geometric shape? I have a cube. And remember, a cube is a solid figure, right? And the solid figures take up space, right? They're three-dimensional. Okay, so do you see what I'm drawing here? What shape did I draw with my finger? I drew a square, and the square is a flat surface, and it's also a closed figure. Isn't that cool? All geometric shapes have a specific shape that helps make it three-dimensional. Okay, and we're going to look at the shapes today as well. So I'm going to back up. Like I said, flat surfaces on solid figure shapes are shaped like plane figures. Got mixed up here. So we're going to move back all the way to the beginning here. And you're going to tell me what shape you see. And like I said, in the cube, we saw what shape? A square. What shapes do you see in a rectangular prism? What shape is that? You're right, it's a rectangle. You will see a rectangle here. There's a rectangle over here, rectangle on top. Now, what shapes do you see in the pyramid? There's actually two shapes. You're right. Do you see them? It is. You are right. It is a square. A pyramid has a square bottom, and then the top is made out of 4 triangles. Isn't that super cool? It has 2 shapes, 2 plain closed figures that make a shape, that make a pyramid. What shape do you see here? We just see one. We see a circle. It has how many circles? 1 on the top, And then there is one on the bottom. All right. What shape do you see in the sphere? You're right, it is just a circle. What about on our cone? What shape do you see on our cone? You're right. It's a circle. You guys are so smart. And that's it. Isn't that super cool? So now we're going to do homework once I find it here. There it is. So we're going to do page 309, 310. We're not going to do number 7. And then we're going to do 311 and 312. But we're not going to do number 5. Okay? So let me explain the pages here. So as I said, for 309 and 310, you're going to do 1 through 6. And it's pointing to the what's it called? It's pointing to one of the vocabulary words that we talked about: face, vertex, flat surface, curved surface, edge, vertices. So it wants you to circle which one it is pointing to. Okay, and then on 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, you're going to color in the color blue when it says for that many shapes that have that rule that's following. So for number 8, it says curved surface. You have to color in all the shapes that have a curved surface. Okay? And then 13, color to show one way to sort the solid figures. So you're going to color them in, see, and find how they're alike. And then tell how you sorted the figures out. Okay? And then for page 311, 312, you are just going to name the solid figure, or you're going to circle the solid, hold on. Ugh, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're going to circle any solid figure with a flat surface that matches the plane figure at the beginning of each row. So, for example, number 1 has a shape of a rectangle. You are going to circle which shape has that plane figure in the solid figure. Okay? And then for numbers 6 and 7, you're going to color what it says. And then 8, 9, 10, and 11, you are going to name the shape that it is asking for. And then 11 and 12, you don't need to write anything in your math journal, I don't think. Here, let me read this to you. Leela traced the flat surface on a solid figure to make a pattern above. Which solid figure did Lisa use? So it's going to ask you what kind she used. And then in your math journal, we don't need to do that. Use plane figures for a rectangular prism to draw your own shape. You can just draw your own pattern down below. Okay? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my math lesson. I think on Friday, I'm going to try to do another writing lesson. I really love writing lessons. Okay? I'll see you all on Friday. Bye, friends.